Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Abby and in today's video we're going to be repotting my variegated maranta. Some of you may know I bought this variegated maranta about 2 weeks ago now and I paid £3 for it. Checking out with 3 fingers if I look for £3, which I think is an absolute steal for any plant, but let alone a variegated maranta. I was really pleased with it. And if you've been following along for a while, you'll know that I used to have this, but the postpartum trenches, as it were, hit hard and I just let this plant go. I just didn't really spot it had mealybugs and I lost it to that part of my life, which is totally fine. But before I lost it, it was in a Lechusa pond, in a Lechusa self-watering pot, and it was thriving. Like, I had the plant for a while before I put it in that, and it was doing okay. But when I put it in that, it was loving life. It was really thriving, growing big, like, just except the mealybug situation, but it was really enjoying it basically. So today, that's what we're doing. I've got the plant, which is here, and I have the Lechusa pot, so the same one, which is here. I haven't used this as a self-watering pot since that time, so I'm gonna say 98% sure there's no mealybugs left in here because it's been years. But I have been using this for like a vessel, like just as a water propagation kind of like thing. So yeah, we're gonna put that in there, and this isn't necessarily my favorite design, but I can overlook that because I know how much these kind of plants love it, so we're gonna go with it. So obviously the background is a bit different. We're downstairs in my dining room now, we have flooring, but it is gonna come up again and we're gonna insulate and put it down again, long story. But it's temporarily down, so I've got space to do this because the next 2 rooms are just tools. So whilst we've not fully started renovating in here, the space, so I'm going to use the top of the tumble dryer to do this because I find these stones so much more fiddly to use than like soil I can just sweep up. Stones, I'd want to repurpose them, like, and reuse them. So if they were to fall, then I wouldn't want to just like sweep them up and put them in the bin. So basically I found my potting mat in the cellar with my plant stuff, so that's what we're going to be doing. So as you can see, everything around me is pretty dirty, but we don't live in this space obviously. So this is the pot I'm working with, and I've obviously got a coffee with me because I always need to have a coffee. So firstly, I watered this plant this morning, which wasn't probably the best idea, but I do think the roots are fine. There we go. Yeah, the roots are fine. I just find that these are a little bit harder to see how fine the roots are. Find it a little bit harder to take all of this off the roots and use the pond, but we're just gonna have to go for it. And I'm gonna move my coffee. So we're actually in one of the original fireplaces, which we've just temporarily put a washer dryer in because it's the perfect size. So that's why it looks like there's loads of, you know, stuff on the stone on the back, because it is coal. It's like soot from being a fireplace. I think we will probably reinstate it as a fireplace because we will be the front room, and the kitchen fireplace was taken out, so we won't be using that one, but this one still has its chimney and everything. And I am in the matching tracksuit because it's a Sunday here and it's raining, so it's a cozy day. But yeah, it just took me an hour and 15 minutes to get Magnus to sleep, which is not normal these days, but child did not want to sleep and he was so tired. He was like, "Mama." I was like, but just have those days sometimes, don't you? I really hope I don't butcher this because these roots are so fine. I really hope it forgives me. If it doesn't, then I'm gutted, but I did this before and it was fine. And it was silly to water it before. What was I thinking? If Magnus wakes up now, I'm in a bit of a pickle. It took me so long to get everything together to do this. Like I thought I had everything in a certain place, but I did not. And the reason I'm kind of whispering is because the bedroom he's in, our fourth bedroom, is, and the reason I'm kind of whispering is because he is directly above me. God, I don't know if I should have stopped when I realised the mistake I made with having already watered it. I feel like I'm breaking a lot of roots, but just remember having to do this before. And it was a little bit of a pickle, but I don't know if there's any benefit of me doing this. I feel like I'm really damaging these roots. And I just feel really uncomfortable doing it. And I know I've done so much already. Do we know if we can put soil in self-watering pots? Because my friends do. My friends put soil in there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to test it. You're probably screaming at the screen. But I would never have done this before. But my friend Arnis has actually every single pot in his house is self-watering, and he's got them in soil. And I was like, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. Like me pretending I know it all. And they're fine. So I'm just going to try it. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm getting a bit stressed because I feel like it's wake up time soon. And I've now just caused so much unnecessary damage to this. Oh. Is this the right thing to do? I also, you'll be glad to know, I also ordered soil, which I hadn't done for, like, I'd say I've needed soil maybe about a year. So, yeah, I've ordered it. So all the plants that have got the roots exposed at the top can have a bit of a top up. Okay. I need loads of soil now because I've just removed that and moved it around. So I wanted to use that. I wanted to use the pond, which is the little stones, but I don't think I should mix it. Okay, so what I've done so far is possibly incorrect. I have this tendency to start things and then be in a pickle, and I start things because I have something in my head that I want to do this and I want to do it now because I've got the time. And now obviously I've got this in soil in a self-watering pot, and I'm like, why am I getting stressed? Because like I said, my friend has his self-watering pots, like I think he's got like 25, 30 in his house, and they're all in soil, and they're all the Chusa ones. They're like, or Aleco Home, no, that's not right. Whatever the other one is, I can't remember. And I have 2 IKEA ones in soil upstairs, like actually have 2 IKEA self-watering pots, exactly the same as this, upstairs. So why can't this be in soil? It can be in soil, can't it? I didn't need to actually butcher the roots, so I'm a little annoyed with myself. And they're very exposed, like they're extremely exposed. You can probably see, and they're super fine, which means they're really delicate, but, and also there's too much water in there. Can you see the little toggles up to here? It shouldn't be that high. So I need to pour some out, but I'm also gonna have to salvage some soil from somewhere. So I've got loads of compost outside, which I don't want to use. I would never use compost, but I'm thinking if it's a sprinkle on the top, that might be okay. But compost is like really like it's really, it's not light and airy, and these want light and airy. And I normally have pots of soil, like literally if a plant has died, I'll take out the plant and I'll just be lazy, have pots of soil, and then I'll put it all together again into one big thing. But I don't have any. I've been on the salvage for soil for so long. Getting a bit stressed. I'm gonna top it with Lechusa Pon. And my thinking is this, look how dirty my nails are. This is stones, they're stones. The majority of the roots are in soil. So if I just top the top ones with this, it might not be getting any beneficial nutrients from the soil, but if I'm feeding the water like I would a normal self-watering pot, then having this on top is fine, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use Pon to top it. I'll keep an eye on it. If there's any issues that I see, I'll restart this, and this will be all for no reason. Let me show you what it's like. It smells so musty. It literally just reminds me of what you would put in the bottom of a fish tank. Like, it's not pretty, it doesn't smell great. Right, sorry about all these angles that you're getting today. My tripod's not very good. Oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. And honestly, I reckon Mister is gonna wake up in minutes. Okay, that is all done. I think you're shaking. This isn't going very well today. That's all done. I'll show you what the final product looks like underneath. I thought it was just going to be a sprinkle, but I actually used quite a lot of that bag. Yeah, I used about half. And the thing is, I don't love it as much as I loved it when it was sat in a concrete, quite a tall pot in the windowsill, but it was such a tall pot that the nursery pot would like just go into the bottom, so the leaves, rather than being out like this, they were like this, so it looked like a really, really pretty like bushy plant. So like instead of this, they were like, yeah, then it looks a lot nicer, but they're like this now, which is fine. And I've got that water level. It's obviously not completely level, but I've got it to max rather than it being too much, because I don't want it to, I might pour some more out actually, I don't want it to be sat in water. This is what it looks like if you want to know. So this is what the plant's in. These little cords suck up the water, and you can see that's the water level. So I'm going to pour some out. Okay, hold on. That's a bit better. It seems like it's max now, if you can see, but when I just put it down, it isn't. It's kind of like a bit more where it needs to be, but I'm going to go clean up. This was a disaster. Just another lesson of having to get everything ready beforehand, even though I thought I was ready, but at least Magnus didn't wake up, because then I would have had a half planted plant, and it would have been sat out for a while with no, you know, nothing around the roots. So at least it's somewhat better. I'm going to put it back in the window now, and it's a lot more easy to manage because I just need to top up the reservoir, because I feel like these aren't so forgiving if you like forget to water them. So at least it's done, but this is the final product. It's pretty. I love it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Please leave any comments or any feedback down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.